Greetings from Las Vegas. I am back in the garage and I'm here to do another add-on accessorization video here. And let me get this out of the way right off the bat. I did go to an Irish pub last night, but that's not from a bar fight. I walked into a metal rail yesterday and got a nasty little cut, so that's all that is. It's not from bar brawling. Today I had a delivery. FedEx brought me a box all the way from Italy, from Munich Garage. And not for this video is we have some crash bars in there. That's going to be a separate video. Engine protection bars, as they call it. But for this video, we are going to install a front windscreen with GPS support. This is the instruction sheet from Munich Garage. Remove headlight, fix windscreen supports, fix windscreen onto supports, reinstall headlight with 5 little pictures. Thanks, guys. That's great. Apparently it's pretty, well, we'll see. It's hoping it's going to be pretty simple. And there are 4 mount points behind the headlight where cable guide brackets already exist. So we're just going to share those existing locations to mount this. So it shouldn't be too bad. So my main thing is, these are great without, and it's a real struggle. Do you put a windscreen on this and risk damaging the overall aesthetic to the naked Scrambler, or is part of the aesthetic already a little screwy because of, and this is gonna go. I like this concept. This is from Iconic Engineering to hold my front-facing camera, but it just doesn't look great, the side profile on this, and the mount for this other windscreen from Munich Garage will take the place of this anyway. I'll be able to put my camera on that. But the front of these is already this strange void bug collector. I know there are some really small fly screens you can get that'll go from the top of the windscreen up to here. Songs from the Saddle is another YouTuber that is amazing, awesome, tons of detail. He has a video that lists all kinds of different windscreens you can use for these and pros and cons of all of them. If you're just trying to decide whether or not to get one, I highly recommend. I'll put a link to his video for that. It's super good. I think he ended up going with the same one. I got the tinted one because I wanted to cover the back here. And the low one because I didn't necessarily care about it being up super high. He got the tall one to actually provide more wind protection out there, but this is the way I'm gonna go on mine, and we'll see how the look works out. For now, I'm gonna remove this real quick. It's just 2 bolts, and put the original bolts back in, and then get started on removing the headlight and mounting the bracket for this windscreen and see how it all works out. All right, so we have a handful of old towels here on the fender to support the headlight once it's released. I might even put a couple more in there. And then there's a couple of ways of saving yourself headache in the future with regard to lining up the headlight. I've seen one person would actually point the headlight at a fixed spot on the wall, turn the bike on so the light shines, and you'll get a particular spot in the light. Put a little piece of tape on the wall so when you go to put it back up, you can adjust it that way. That makes sense. The other way that I've done is just a little piece of masking tape on the mounting bracket and the light itself on both sides with a little Sharpie black line there, so similar thing, so it'll be realigned properly when when it's time to remount it. So this is just a 6mm hex Allen key. Oh, that was loose. I wonder, did I loosen? I don't think I loosened that. That's not good. Let's see if this one is also loose. Oh, this one's tight. Okay, that's good. Okay, and that just sags right out of the way. Might want to put a little more support in there for that. There's a few more shop towels, so we're not trying not to put any stress or strain on the wires. So the next step, all we're going to end up with here is this is just going to go right in here. So I believe I just need, let me get the camera close up. All right, so there are two little cable management brackets that are here. I'm trying to do this. They're here and here. And those are the bolts that are going to come out, and the windscreen support bolts will go in and share those connections, and then these will go, I believe these will go back in. So the challenge is just going to be temporarily getting all those wires out of the way. Well, really, it's only, let's see, this one here, the clutch line. Oh, and the brake line, right? Clutch, brake, yeah, I think that's right. So it's really just those two lines that these things are holding in place. So this is a cute little kit. These are really convenient. You can get these on Amazon. So when you do need to get into small spaces like this, little wrench with a number of Allen keys, screwdriver heads, and Torx bits. And this one, oh, it looks like it's a number 3. All right, so it just, little tool goes in like that, and then it's just a simple matter of ratcheting this thing out. I think I'm going to put a little piece of another little shop towel over the top of the light just so I don't bump it. And plenty of thread lock on that already. And I wonder, let's see. Oh yeah, it's essentially the exact same thing as the, oops, as the new bolts that came with the kit. They're just a little bit longer. Yeah, same head and everything, same. Okay, so that's just enough to make up for the difference in the thickness of the mount that it'll be handling. So that makes sense. That's why they were 8 screws or 8 bolts for this. So good, very good. Well, this is going to be a real treat getting the getting this screw back in here. Wow. I suppose you could also do this slowly with just a typical, let me see. Yeah, you could also do this just as well with just a typical Allen key for this. If you don't have one of these little ratchet thingies, it's just going to take a little longer to keep, you know, rotate, remove, reseat, rotate over and over. But it is doable if you're patient. All right, cool. So this can just sit there for a minute. Do the same thing over here. Okay, so there's 3. Oh, there's only, I see, this one only has 1 screw. Now to line up this bracket. That's not too bad. I mean, yeah, there it is. It's lined up. Right? Got a little carried away with the thread lock on the first one, but that's, I think we'll survive. Come on. Get in there. All right, that's where we are so far. We have the first one in, the bracket is in place. We just need to get the other bolt. So I need to loosen that up a little bit. I think I screwed it in a little too tight. Get the other one screwed in the back, and then that side will be done, and then we'll come back around this side. Okay, we have our little dab of thread lock on there. And let's see. Okay, it's snug. So I'm applying pressure downward. The whole thing sits a little bit forward here because there's a little bit of adjustability. Okay, there we go. Good. Now on this side, this will obviously be pretty simple for the first one, and then the one in the rear is going to be, the one in the rear is going to be the pain in the rear. Yeah. All right, so that is already pretty close. The right side rear on the throttle side. Get this bolt in here. I'm just trying to not get the thread locked on my fingers because this stuff doesn't smell very good. There we go. It's really nice. I mean, of course, this is probably the same way you mount the OEM Triumph, the ones that they sell. Probably the same way you mount their brackets, but you know, using these same holes. So it's just great that this stuff is already here, so you don't, it's all pretty straightforward. All right, and a little dab on the final screw. We put our cable guide back for the throttle cable. Easy, easy, easy. Like Sunday morning. Probably put this other one in there, but that's all right. It wasn't, so I'm not going to. You know, I probably should have tightened that rear one before putting that in. Cool. That was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, once again, it's good and snug. Let the thread lock do its work. I just want to, it's aluminum, so we want to be sure we're not stripping anything out. Then we'll do a little sanity check here. Yo, look at that, they line up. Hee hee hee. Nice. All right. Okay, now we need to put the headlight back in place. Okay, where is it? There it is. Come on. Sometimes it helps to do a little peekaboo, peek through the hole, line the bolt hole up with the bolt. Okay. So those are tight, and hey, look at that, it's already lined up. I also have a headlight protector coming direct from Triumph. And it would have been nice to do this all at the same time because you have to remove the bolts to put the headlight protector on, but I didn't want to wait. That won't be here until middle of next week. So that's solid. Solid. All right, I suppose I can remove my little guides. So from here, oh yeah, it's upside down. We push the rubber grommets through. What do? We push them through here, I believe. Or whatever you call these. I don't know what the name of these things. Oh, there we go. It just pushes through. All 4 of these. There we go. Might need to get them a little slippery. Yeah, I know. I don't know where they've been. My mother would smack my hand right now. What's wrong with you? But that's all right. My wife probably will too. But it works. All right, so we get those in. Now here's another, one of my pet peeves. One of my complaints with all of these companies. The Iconic Engineering bracket that I had on the front, nice black metal to go with your black metal piece, but the bolts were typical stainless, Same here. They give you little black covers, little plastic boots to snap on over the bolt heads. Hey guys, how about you just give us black bolts? And then you don't need to put the little boots over them. Or if the little boots come off, you don't have these. Why is that such a hard thing for these guys? And this is an Italian company. You'd think design, hell, even the box was there. The tape on the box was cool. It was kind of stylish, Unit Garage all over it. But those little details, I don't quite get how that stuff is missed on a lot of things. And I think you just kind of push from the back and come on. Yeah, and it's going in. Even these little washers. Why are these white? Black washers, it's a dark tint on the windscreen here. Okay, come on. There you go. Wrenched. These you don't want to do too tight because it's just going into this rubber boot. Just snug this little plastic washer around the outside. You can sort of see it compressing a little bit, and then it's time to stop. You can actually, I think you can just feel the bolt coming through the back of the boot where the metal threading is on the back side. And then that's with the back of your finger. Yeah, you can just feel it coming through, and that's your stopping point. So and I know I need to get the sticker off there too, but seriously though, black bolts. I'm gonna go get black bolts because this is pissing me off. I'm gonna have to order some. Maybe I have some already that I can switch these out with, because little stuff like that drives me crazy. But then you put the little boots over, but who knows if those, I don't know, are these gonna stay? They snap on pretty well. Covers it up, so that does help, but my brain still knows there's a bolt under there that's not black. And that, well, should I peel the sticker? All right, I'll peel the sticker off. Oh, and it's one of those nice ones that doesn't leave a bunch of goo. Thank you for that. All right. So what do you think? The Unit Garage windscreen for the 2025 Triumph Scrambler 1200 XE. I believe this is the same for the X model or the old previous year's XC, double X, triple X, quadruple X, depending on how big your waistline is, all that stuff. So let's do a little bit of a walk around here, and how about some feedback on before and after? What do you think? You know, I think I like it. Because I was on the fence about this. I was like, oh man, I don't want to ruin the aesthetic of the bike. But I think I like it. So what do you think? That's the Unit Garage. Now they also sell, let me get a little, hope I didn't trap that, I did. They also sell this decal for the front that I'm not going to use. But here's a tip that I heard from somebody that I thought was absolutely brilliant. If you do have the clear windscreen, if you prefer that one, and you want to black this out even more in the front, and if you don't want to buy the sticker, you can do whatever shape you want on the back side of the windscreen and spray Plasti Dip on it. Oh, what a great idea that is. So you can still have, like, say you want to go from the bolt locations or that general area and kind of black this out so you can't see any of the wires back there. This tinted one, I'll have to see what it looks like in daylight out in the sun. It does a pretty good job of blacking everything out though, so you can't really see kind of the ugliness of the back of that. So yeah, I'm digging it. I like it. So let me know what you think. It was, I don't know, $250, something like that. Ordered it direct from Unit Garage in Italy. It took a week or two to get here. Pretty quick, FedEx, no big deal. Next up are the crash bars or engine protection bars, the lower ones that also came from Unit Garage. I'm going to do that in a separate video, so in case you don't care about that stuff and you're just looking for a windscreen sample, here it is. Pretty cool. I'm going to get out and ride on this in a little bit too and add that to the end of the video so we can see how it feels, you know, out there on the road a little bit. I'll do a little bit of that tomorrow, I think. So, and we are left with the question, is it ruined? I guess time will tell. The aesthetic on these is very important to a lot of owners. And the question is, does a windscreen on a Scrambler ruin it? Let's take a little ride heading into work this morning. Think about it. So that's the question. Is it obstructing the view too much? Did I make a mistake going with the dark tint versus the clear screen? You know, I am already hearing, this is a little strange, a little bit of a wind noise in my helmet. If I move away, it's not there. Oh, that's strange. So it's doing something with the wind blowing it straight into my helmet. It's not like, Of course, I'm not going that fast yet either. It's not blowing me around. I wonder if I just need to adjust a vent or something like that. Visibility-wise, I don't think it's an issue at all. And I'm going to have, unfortunately, I was wanting to do this video with my front-facing camera mounted here, but I'm waiting on a clamp from Quad Lock, and I think they still deliver with Pony Express. It's a week and a half delivery from those guys from the East Coast to Las Vegas, so they throw that thing on a pack mule or a pony or something to get it over here. It always takes forever when you want to order small components that aren't stocked locally. So here we are. I'm just throwing this on, throw the camera on the way to work and see how this feels. Yeah, it's interesting, feeling the airflow coming off of this. It really does, even with this short screen, it feels like it's directing it right up at the top of the helmet, which is actually pretty impressive. Huh. I would have thought I would have needed the taller screen for that. So what do you think? Riding position? I think I can get used to this. I think I like it. Especially once I'm mounting, when I got the camera mounted with the Quad Lock mount here, it comes up to right about here. It's kind of perfect. It's still got that nice lineup that I used to have with the Tiger. I think I'm gonna dig it. Alright, well, it got me to work, got to my covered parking spot. Still need to get it out on the highway, but I think this is a win. I think I'm going to like it. I think it's a keeper. Let me know what you think. Is this a windscreen on a Scrambler? Does it ruin it, or is it with what everybody thinks and it's you make it your own? I guess that's ultimately the real answer, right? We all do what we want with our own stuff, and as long as it makes us happy, then that's the real answer. That'll do it for this one. If this is useful for you, if you like these videos, or I also like to do, kind of the primary focus on this channel is I also like to do day trips in and around the Las Vegas Valley for locals or for tourists or whoever might want to take a car or a motorcycle trip, find weird and wonderful things out there that's beyond the Strip. That's another big thing that my wife and I like to do on this channel. So if that stuff sounds interesting to you, or more of these accessory walkthroughs, please do the like and subscribe thing. And until the next one, drive carefully and come back soon.